I have tried many times to touch you in the silence. And now I am calling you with a clearer voice so that you will stop, listen, and return to watchfulness. Beloved child, do not hurry past these words as though they were only a passing sound in the middle of your long day. I am not weary of loving you, nor am I discouraged from seeking you. But it grieves me to see you become so accustomed to noise that you miss the gentle reminders I have placed along your path. I called you in the quiet moments when you sat alone. I called you in the chaotic days when your heart was troubled. I called you in pain, in tears, in the nights when you thought no one saw you. And today, I speak more clearly, not to make you afraid, but to awaken you from the distraction that has been slowly drawing you away from peace. An important moment is drawing near to your life, and I want you to prepare your heart before it comes. Do not look only at the number on the clock, and do not let your mind be pulled into outward curiosity. What I want you to recognize is not panic, but watchfulness. There are hours in life unlike other hours, because within them I place a reminder, a turning, an opportunity for you to hear more clearly what I have been trying to speak for a long time. Perhaps tonight, when everything becomes quiet, when the noise fades, when you are no longer being pulled away by work, screens, messages, or worries, you will sense a deep shift within your heart. It may be the stirring to pray. It may be an unexpected peace. It may also be an awakening that helps you realize there is something you must lay down immediately. I am not speaking to you as to a nameless crowd. I am speaking to you, the child I have seen through many quiet seasons. I know how hard you have tried to be strong. I know how much weariness you have hidden beneath an ordinary appearance. I know there are battles you have told no one about, burdens you have carried alone, questions you have kept inside because you feared others would not understand. There were times when you told yourself you had to endure a little more, stay silent a little more, overcome a little more on your own. But I never wanted you to see loneliness as your destiny. You were not created to carry everything alone. I am your Father, the one you can lean upon, the hand reaching out before you have time to fall, the light quietly going before you on roads you cannot yet see clearly. Therefore, when I call you in this hour, understand that my love stands behind this warning. I do not come to threaten you with time, but to remind you that your time is precious. I do not want you to keep delaying your return to me. I do not want you to keep saying that tomorrow you will listen. Tomorrow you will pray. Tomorrow you will set right the things that have gone off course. Tomorrow you will lay down the burdens that have exhausted your heart. Beloved child, there are acts of obedience that must be answered the moment light touches you. There are doors within the heart that must be opened before hardness makes you unable to feel the call. There are things I am giving that you should not miss simply because you have become used to living in delay. Tonight, when that moment comes, let your heart become still. Do not enter it with panic, but with reverence. Do not wait for a sign that startles you. Prepare yourself to recognize my gentle presence in very small things. Perhaps I will remind you to forgive someone. Perhaps I will show you a decision you need to stop making. Perhaps I will place within you a peace you lost long ago. Perhaps I will make clear a path you were previously unable to discern. The most shaking thing is sometimes not what moves outwardly, but the moment within you when you are awakened, illuminated, drawn out of confusion, and placed again in my arms. You once prayed for a breakthrough. I heard that you once asked for confirmation that you were not abandoned. I know that you once longed for a hand to pull you out of the darkest place, out of exhaustion, out of thoughts that weakened you, out of the feeling that you were forever trapped in an old cycle. I did not ignore you, but you need to understand that breakthrough often begins when you agree to let me touch the places you still hide. If you want to be pulled out of the heavy place, you must release the hand that is holding on to what drags you down. If you want to enter a new season, you must let me remove the old reactions, old fears, and old voices that made you doubt your worth. I see the things surrounding you. I see the traps that do not always appear clearly, but slip in through weariness, loneliness, impatience, and attractive promises that lack peace. I see the things that want to pull your mind away from purity and make your heart heavy. That is why I call louder, not because I am far from you, but because you have allowed too much noise to stand between you and me. Turn down the sounds that confuse you. Step away from what steals your clarity. Stop listening to the voices saying, you no longer have a chance, no longer have value, no longer are loved. That voice does not come from me. My voice always leads you back to truth, peace, pure repentance, and the hope of restoration. If you sense something stirring within you, do not extinguish it. It may be my invitation. Respond with a tender heart. Say amen, not as a habit, but as an agreement that you are ready to hear, ready to return, ready to let me lead you through what is coming. I do not need you to understand everything at once. I only want you to stop running from the call that has followed you through many seasons. I want you to believe that when I remind you, it is because I am protecting you. When I pull you to a stop, it is because I see what you do not see. When I stir your heart, it is because I am opening a space for light to enter. Beloved child, do not fear tonight. Do not fear the moment being mentioned. Do not fear my movement in your life. What comes from me will not push you into chaos, but lead you into watchfulness. What comes from me will not crush you, but clarify what needs to be healed. What comes from me will not leave you alone, but draw you closer to the love that has kept you from the beginning. Step into this hour with humility, with prayer, with hands willing to release and a heart willing to trust. I am with you tonight, in every breath, in every silence, in every thought, searching for the way back to peace. Listen to me, beloved child, for I do not call you to make you tremble. I call you to rescue you from distraction, bring you back to the light, and lead you through the new door with faith stronger than ever before. You have asked me again and again where I am and why I am silent. But beloved child, I have never left you, and I have never stopped speaking to you. It is only that around you there has been too much noise, too many worries, too many fears, too many things pulling your eyes away from my presence, until my gentle whisper has been drowned beneath those loud sounds. You prayed for an answer, yet allowed your mind to run in every direction. You wanted me to guide you, yet kept holding on to old paths as though they were safe. You asked why I was not speaking, while I had already touched your heart many times through a feeling of unease, a restless sleep, a gentle reminder, a stirring to return, a closed door that kept you from stepping wrongly. I do not blame you for being tired, but I am calling you to wakefulness, because my love cannot stand still and watch you keep crashing into old walls, old pains, and old fears that once made you bleed inside. There are times when I must shake the things you are clinging to, not because I want to frighten you, but because I want to free you from what is quietly binding you. If you keep walking on the old road, you will call familiarity peace, even though it is making you smaller. If you keep returning to old ways of thinking, you will think you are protecting yourself, when in truth, you are locking yourself outside the new season. I love you too much to let you sleep in what no longer nourishes you. I love you too deeply to allow you to keep calling delay waiting. Fear, caution, and numbness, peace. Tonight, I want your heart to awaken. Not necessarily by keeping your eyes open all night, but by having a heart that recognizes I am drawing near and stirring the places you once tried to ignore. When you see numbers, signs, repeated moments that make your heart pause, do not quickly dismiss them as coincidence. Perhaps in that very moment, I am using something very small to draw your attention away from distraction. The number itself does not save you, nor does that moment carry more power than I do, but I can use anything to remind you that you are being called back. You may have felt tired, discouraged, forgotten, as though your prayers had dissolved into emptiness. But hear me clearly, those things are not the truth about you. They are only shadows trying to make you believe that you are invisible, left behind, and no longer important in my plan. You are not alone. You have not slipped out of my hand. You are not ignored. I have upheld you through every step, even the steps you thought you were taking alone. There were nights when you cried and no one knew. I was there. There were mornings when you woke with a heavy heart. I gave you more strength to continue. There were moments when you stood before the mirror and no longer recognized yourself. I still looked at you with an unbroken love. There were days when you lost your way. I still followed you with mercy. Not to condemn you, but to open the way for you to return. If I was silent for a season, that silence was not absence. Sometimes I am quiet so you can learn to distinguish my voice from noise. Sometimes I wait so you can realize that everything you chase cannot replace the peace that comes only from me. But tonight, I am not allowing you to keep sleeping in confusion. I am awakening within you a new awareness, a pure urgency, an invitation to return before you move farther away from safety. Do not fear what is coming, my child. Only stay awake so you do not step into it with an unprepared heart. What I allow to touch your life is not meant to destroy you, but to open your eyes, soften your heart, and bring you out of the fog that has lasted too long. Some shakings are mercy clothed in seriousness. Some interruptions are my hand stopping you from a dangerous path. Some losses are not endings, but rescues from what no longer belongs to you. Do not view every disturbance as punishment. See it through the light of my love. I am Father, and a father who loves you will not let you sleep inside a house filling with smoke. I will call. If you do not hear, I will shake. If you still turn away, I will cause the ground beneath your feet to move enough for you to recognize that it is time to return. This hour places before you a very real choice. Will you return to me, or continue following the shadows that promised much but only left you exhausted? Will you let me heal what you have hidden, or continue covering it with busyness and self-reassurance? Will you open your heart long enough for me to touch it? Or will you scroll past this word as you have passed by many other reminders? I have been patient with you through tears, through loss, through lonely nights so long that you thought dawn would never come. I whispered in your most painful moments. I placed people, words, and small signs along your path. But now, I am speaking more clearly, more strongly, more closely, because you asked for a sign, and I am placing it right before your heart. Recognize the stirring in your chest, the silence that suddenly feels deeper, the sense that something is calling you out of an old sleep. This is not coincidence. It is me drawing you closer. The thing you once prayed for, the door you thought was locked shut, the healing you thought would never come, the restoration you had stopped hoping for many times, all of it is not beyond my power. But a miracle cannot touch deeply a heart that keeps its doors closed out of fear of being hurt again. A blessing cannot be fully received by hands still tightly gripping the old. You do not need to understand everything in one night, but you do need to open your heart. You need to stop long enough to listen. You need to stop running from the presence that can heal you. I am not calling you to make you afraid. I am calling you to rescue you from numbness. I am not shaking your world to make you lose direction. I am doing it so you can find the true direction again. I am not bringing this warning to burden your heart, but so you will know there is still time to return. Still an open door. Still grace waiting for you in my arms. Lay down the noise. Turn off the things that scatter your heart. Sit in the silence and speak to me with your most honest words. Even if it is only a sigh, I hear you. I see you. I am nearer to you than you realize. Tonight, let watchfulness replace confusion. Let faith replace the endless questions turning within you. Let your heart soften before the love that has followed you through all these years. When I shake the old, it is to rebuild what is right. When I break an old pattern, it is to open a new path. When I awaken you, it is because I am not finished with you. You still belong to me. You are still called. You are still protected. And if you choose to listen in this hour, you will begin to see change, not only around you, but within you, peace returning, your eyes becoming clearer, your steps becoming steadier, and your heart finding its way back to my arms, where you have always been awaited with love that never changes. I have always held back the rivers of blessing that were meant especially for you. And this is not a distant image meant only to comfort you. Beloved child, the things I have prepared for you are real. They do not disappear just because you have not seen them yet. They are not cancelled simply because the waiting has lasted longer than you hoped. They are still there, kept in my wisdom, placed in the right timing, covered from hands that should not touch them, held back until you are awake enough to receive them without losing yourself. But now, I need your attention. I need you not only to hear with your ears, but with your whole heart. I need your surrender, not as a loss, but as a doorway opening so that what I have prepared may enter your life fully. You cannot step into the season I have arranged while your hands are still gripping the things I am trying to draw you away from. There are things you call familiar, but they are making you smaller. There are habits you call normal, but they are draining the clarity from your heart. There are connections, thoughts, fears, control, and old memories you still hold as though they could protect you, when in truth they only keep you in the place I have already called you to leave. I cannot fill hands that are closed. I cannot lead you into spacious places if your heart is still tied tightly to the old room of doubt, hurt, and self-protection. Therefore, my word today is not only comfort, it is an invitation to release so that you may receive something better. Many times, I have spoken to you gently. I used uneasy feelings in your heart, doors that did not open, conversations that made you think, delays that caused you to pause, and small, quiet reminders in your mind. I did not shout at first, because I wanted you to learn how to recognize my voice in stillness. But now I tell you to listen carefully. Do not ignore this word, as you have ignored warnings before. Do not let your mind run to find more reasons to delay obedience. Do not say you will change when everything becomes easier. In this very moment, while your heart is still being stirred, while truth is still touching you, while light is still shining into places you once hid, I am calling you back into alignment. Tonight is not an ordinary night for you. It may look like every other night in the eyes of the world, but within your inner life, I am marking a shift. This is a night when you are invited to leave coldness and return to the holy fire of faith. This is a night when you are invited to lay down the burdens that have wearied you, the fears that slowed your steps, and the voices that convinced you I had forgotten you. Do not take lightly the sacredness of this moment. There are times when I come quietly, without display, yet powerfully enough to change the direction of an entire season. If you are willing to stop, willing to listen, willing to open your heart, tonight can become the place where you are no longer the same person by the time dawn arrives. You thought I had forgotten you simply because your prayer had not been answered in the way you expected. You looked at delay through weary eyes and wondered whether your cry could still reach me. But my child, my silence has never been absence. When I am silent, it does not mean I am doing nothing. When I have not opened the door, it does not mean I have locked every path. When I have not placed in your hand what you asked for, it does not mean I have rejected you. Often, my silence is a hidden workshop where I am preparing something too precious to be revealed too soon. I am making the foundation stronger. I am making you more mature. I am moving the necessary things into the right position before I tell you to step in. I have been working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. I have arranged meetings whose names you do not yet know. I have softened hearts you never thought would change. I have held certain things back from coming too early, because if they arrived while your heart was still troubled, they could become a burden instead of a blessing. I have rewritten what was meant to harm you, turning arrows into lessons, disappointments into wisdom, rejections into detours that protected you from something smaller than the portion I prepared. I have gone before you on roads you have not yet walked. I have stood behind you in moments when you thought you were holding yourself up alone. I have surrounded you with protection that you only recognized after danger had already passed. I am preparing redemption for you. Not only deliverance from what has hurt you, but a restoration deeper than what you lost. I do not merely want to bring you out of a difficult season. I want to return to you clarity, peace, trust, and the ability to look at the future with eyes no longer covered by the past. There are things you thought were permanently ruined, but in my hands, they can still be rearranged. There are parts of your heart that grew cold from waiting too long, but my warmth can still bring them back to life. There are dreams you laid down because you feared another disappointment, but I still know how to call them awake at the right time. My redemption does not only patch the cracks, it makes you deeper, steadier, humbler, and brighter after what you have endured. But you have begun to doubt. You have questioned so much that the questions have drowned out belief. You have looked at the emptiness before you and let your heart slowly grow cold. At first, it was only a little weariness, then a little distance, then a little indifference. And then you began to pray less, hope less, expect less, believing that perhaps living this way was enough. I see that coldness, and I do not condemn you for being tired. I know you have gone through many things, but I love you too much to let you sink into the numbness of disappointment. I do not want you to become accustomed to a life that no longer expects goodness from me. I do not want you to call coldness maturity, doubt realism, or distance self-protection. That is why something must happen. Not to harm you, but to break what is keeping you far from true life. There are walls within you that need to crack, because they no longer protect you, but imprison you. There are layers you built out of pain that need to be peeled away, because they keep you from feeling my tenderness. There are plans you hold in your own hands that must be laid down, because they are smaller than what I have prepared. The breaking I allow is not destruction, it is liberation. I do not break you into pieces to leave you behind. I dismantle what is misaligned so I can place you in right order. I shake what is false so that what is lasting may appear. So tonight, let your heart return to me. Release what I have reminded you many times to release. Stop negotiating with the things that draw you away from the light. Stop holding on to what steals your peace while asking me to make your heart calm. I want to pour rivers of blessing upon you, but I also want you to be free enough to walk beneath those rivers without old chains pulling you back. I want to open what is new, but I also want you to stop returning to the old place every time you become afraid. I want you to understand that surrender is not defeat, it is the way you hand the wheel back to the one who knows the road, knows the timing, and knows what is truly good for you. Beloved child, I have not forgotten you. I have never left you. The rivers of blessing are still there, not dried up, not taken away, not given mistakenly to someone else. But now I am calling you to rise in watchfulness. Let this night become a turning point, where you no longer live by doubt, but by trust. No longer cling to what wounds you, but open your hands to receive what I give. No longer see my silence as abandonment, but recognize it as preparation filled with love. I am working, arranging, redeeming, breaking what must be broken, so that what is right may be rebuilt within you. Listen to me. Return to me. Surrender to me. For after this shaking, you will not only see what I poured down, you will understand that I preserved you so you could step into that season with a renewed heart. There are things in your life that cannot go with you into the next season, because what I have prepared for you requires a heart that is lighter, purer, and freer. Beloved child, not everyone who once walked with you was appointed to go with you to the end of the journey. Not every habit you once depended on still belongs in the place where I am leading you. Not every wound you have grown used to carrying is allowed to keep defining you. Some things must fall away like an old garment. Not because I want to take away what you love, but because I want to free you from what is holding you back in a smaller version of who I created you to be. Sometimes I allow a storm to rise not to destroy you, but to clear the road ahead. The winds you fear are often the instruments I use to sweep away confusion, bondage, vad, and connections that no longer carry life for you. There were times when you became used to living beneath the promise I placed upon your life, shrinking back because of disappointment, protecting your heart with walls of anxiety. But my child, I never called you to live closed in. I did not create you merely to survive each day in caution and exhaustion. I came to lead you into a fuller, stronger, more spacious life, where you know you are loved, protected, and called with a beautiful purpose. You have forgotten who you are in me, and tonight I will remind you, you are not your failures, not the words others placed upon you, not the seasons when you were overlooked or misunderstood. You are the one I upheld through long nights, the one I kept when you thought your strength was gone, the one I am still shaping to enter a new chapter. There will be very quiet moments when your heart senses a presence that cannot be explained in words, as though time slows down, as though something within you is awakened by a holy breath. That is me drawing near, not to frighten you, but to let you know I am moving. This time, I am not only calling you with a gentle whisper, but with a powerful movement deep within your life. I am shaking what must be shaken, removing what must be removed, and breaking the chains that have kept you too long in the old place. False foundations must fall so you can stand upon true peace. Unhealthy attachments must leave so there is room for what is purer. Fears must dissolve so you can remember that you do not walk alone. So will you lean on me, or continue clinging to what exhausts you? You are not here by accident. You are being prepared for something greater than what you can fully understand right now. This is not only a warning, but an invitation to return to my presence, to return to faith, to return to the true self I placed within you from the beginning. Let me clear the path. Let me lift you up. Let the old season close in peace, so you can step into the new season with an open heart and feet made steady in my light.